We acknowledge what other leaders are doing to bring change in Kenya. In remembrance of our fallen and standing heroes, we will support every effort in our shared vision for a new Kenya. On 20th Mashujaa Day, we will be in Narok for a symbolic cleanup. The meeting point will be communicated. To those who have asked for urgent street protests against the ills of this government, I agree with you. However, on 20th Mashujaa Day nitakuwa mjini Narok na kuja kufanya clean up together with the residents of Narok and also to do civic education. Lakini kwanza nitaanzia kwa villages na kwa Manyata kutembelea wananchi mbalimbali, kusikia maoni yao na pia kuwaeleza kuhusu mchakato wetu wa mabadiliko. Najua mengi yamesemwa kuhusu kutohudhuria kwangu mkutano wa Uhuru Park, lakini nasimama na msimamo wangu kwamba mimi sitahudhuria mkutano huo, na sababu zangu za kutohudhuria ni kwamba sina uhakika na nina shauku ya jinsi ambavyo mkutano huo umefadhiliwa.
I am honestly not telling you to hate on Morara Keaso, but you can as well trust him at your own peril. If we are also not keen enough, even those media briefings he keeps on telling Kenyans, they could be done for proxy. From where I sit, I have trust deficit for Morara Keaso, and I see a string of possibilities that he is a government project sent to tell the Gen Zs what they want to hear and make them happy. And that is one among the many strategies to keep us busy and keep on wasting our time with his party, with his inject party shenanigans. However, Morara Keaso is currently turning out to be egocentric and always wants to be the man at the center of attention. I've said it previously that Morara Keaso is a mole of someone very senior in government due to his consistent hints of red flags, but not all Kenyans not of the purported red flags. Like currently, Morara has found himself in the receiving end from verbal missiles sent by keyboard warriors. I said it in my previous video that Morara is just a charlatan. And this is because we are all alive to the fact that the Gen Z had planned to converge at Uhuru Park so that they could celebrate the 25th June fallen heroes. But he from nowhere came trying to distract people's attention by asking them to travel all the way to Narok to clean up the county. This is, of course, a distractional tactic so that what the Gen Z planned couldn't or shall not materialize. And let me try getting a bit personal against Morara Keaso. Personally, I have always had a bad feeling against Morara, though I have been supporting his exposés and all his vampires diary. And one thing that many Kenyans haven't noted is that Morara Keaso has always been exposing only the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's projects. Of course, that isn't bad in any way, but look here. The former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta isn't our problem so far, but instead President William Samoei Ruto is our problem currently. My only fear is that President William Samoei Ruto could capitalize on the same Morara exposed project to seek re-election. And that is why I usually see a string of possibilities that Morara could be a government project deployed by Ruto just to keep the Gen Zs busy. And if he is brought by the government to expose the stalled project by the former regime, of which times above numbers President William Samuel Ruto has kept on deassociating this himself from the same, then he could use the same narrative to argue that those stalled projects that were started by the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and looted in the same capacity, he will use and capitalize on the same projects, trying to lure Kenyans, trying to convince Kenyans, trying to coerce Kenyans so that they can vote him back for a second term. And of course, I just brought in the Uhuru factor because President William Samuel Ruto knows that if the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta may decide to bounce back in politics and campaign for his preferred candidate in the next general election, and when I say his preferred candidate, I simply mean any candidate other than President William Samuel Ruto, then he will be a key determinant for who may win in the next general election. Remember, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is currently already compromised. So if by any chance the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta bounces back into Kenya's political scene, then be in a coalition with people like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and bring on board people like the former Super CS Fred Matiang'i, I kid you not, President William Samuel Ruto will end up being a one-term president. So to Ruto being very smart enough, we all know that he's usually very calculative, more so he calculates maybe 2 years ahead of each and everybody, then to counterattack on Uhuru's bouncing back to Kenya's political field, he may have decided to bring on board Morara Kebaso as a government project, but to whom is lying to Kenyans that he is pro-citizens. He may have brought him on board just trying to expose all the stalled projects of the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And by so doing, President William Samoei Ruto may capitalize on the same stalled projects and use them as a political tool so that he can campaign against any coalition that the former president may be. But from where I sit, that has just been my opinion. If you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well. Feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. Thank you and may God bless you.